Welcome to Bourbon Forage Fishing. We've got an interesting flight for you guys. Buddy of mine, Matt, shout out to Matt. He's a badass guy. Got me some killer samples here. 6 old school Elijah Craig barrel proofs. We're going to put it up against the old C923. Obviously, I like this one a little bit. She's gone home. So we're going to just do a big tasting off here. I'm probably going to get absolutely hammered. I do not usually drink this much, and this is going to be a lot of alcohol to consume. And so I'm going to try to do small pours here. We're going to get into these things. I'm going to tell you the different batches. We're going to go starting from proof. So on my right, 127.2 proof is the B520. All right, B520 at 127 something proof. I'm going to have to take very tiny sips of these. Gosh darn it. I'm going to be hating myself here. C918, that's 2018, folks. That's 6 years old. 131.4 proof. Crazy. Just going to fill the bottom of the glass on these. Thirdly, C920. 132.8 proof. So we're approaching the 133 proof, which was the recent release of the C923. All these are good. I think these are pretty much all bangers, some of Matt's favorites. So B518, that's from 2018, 133.4 proof, just a dash. Now Elijah Craig tends to be pretty consistent. So A120 from 136.6. Ooh, that's hot. That's hot, folks. And C919 at 36.8 proof. Woo! That's a scorcher, boys and girls. A scorcher. Wow. We are going to just go by proof. This guy's right exactly in the middle. Try him out. I'm going to go through kind of quick. I'm not going to go super crazy on all the tasting notes. It's Elijah Craig. It tastes like a candy bar. You know that. But I will kind of pick out the differences between the two as I go through them. And I'm not going to probably make you painstakingly watch me sip every one of these. That would be, well, just kind of silly, wouldn't it? That'd be a 45-minute video. And I wouldn't want you to have to endure such a terrible thing. That smells really good. It smells like an Elijah Craig barrel proof. Some candy bar-ian, caramellian, dark brown sugar-ian, nuts and candy bar. It's just a candy bar bomb. Yum. Oh, yummy. So that was really weak up into the front, and then in the mid, oh damn. The mid, just a beautiful eruption of caramel and nuts, and man, so sweet and delicious coming into the mid, and the finish is nice too. That's nice. C918. Let's see if we can tell any differences here. This one almost has like a more of a white orchard fruits vibe, a little bit. So maybe a little white sugar, white pear or something like that. Maybe a little less dark. Interesting. Yeah, that one was way more white sugar and kind of like pear apple. Not my favorite. This is a much lighter one. Way different than the one previous to it. Seems like a very atypical ECBP. So, but it's very easy to drink, which is nice, but there's not a lot of depth. There's not a lot of depth, and it didn't seem like a lot of complexity. It was just like kind of a really nice, of course there's that candy bar vibe, but with like pear and apple on it and some white sugar like all the way through. It was nice. I like the more stronger, deeper, richer candy bar notes though that the first one had, so I'd immediately bump that down. All right, into the C920. That smells really nice. I think this would almost smell like something in between the first two. Woo! Wow, that one's a lot hotter, a lot spicier. Holy cow. That's only, what, another percentage or so higher? Yeah, that's another percent higher. That one's spicy. This one was more like this one in terms of the flavor, but with added spice. So it was more mellow, not as much dark, deeper notes. I'm going to be adding this bottle of water to the flight because I think I'm getting a little flavor confusion here. Okay, C923. Let's see if this thing like stands out as anything special. I have a feeling it's not going to. Very low ethanol. I can stick my nose right in there. There's a little bit of that rich nuttiness in the mid. Kind of a little bit of a drying tannin effect on the finish, which wasn't my favorite. All right. Now, B518. So we're just doing a quick initial burn through, and then I'm going to kind of very carefully go side by side. And I'm, again, not going to meticulously make you guys watch every single one of those, because that would be a stupidly long video. Okay, this makes my pussy wet. This is the B518. I really like that one immediately. That has those deeper, richer notes. Oh yeah, creamed corn, like more creamed corn, more like dark vanillas, dark caramels. Okay, oh, Daddy likes that. I think there's some darker, richer things going on. I like that. That one's kind of standing out in my brain so far. B518 and B520. Apparently I like the Bs. Okay, we're going to go into A120, which is a whopping 136.6%, or 136.6 proof. That's a big daddy, folks. Wow, this one smells very sweet also. Very nice. Yummy. That one seemed a little more vanilla. A little more straight across the board. Some spice on the end. C919, 136.8. Oh, that's good. Again, this is the C919. This thing's, what, 5 years old. Also good. I didn't seem to have as much of a flavor burst. A little more straight across. Okay, that was interesting. I'm gonna be honest with you. Right now, not picking up like huge variances. Nothing is standing out as like dramatically better than anything else. I think a few of these things might be slightly better than a few of the other things. So when I'm ranking these, it's gonna be a bit of nitpicking, at least right now where my palate is. I'm gonna take like a 15-20 minute break. Then we'll come back and rejigger it, and I'll be a little bit more meticulous about sniffing things out and sampling, so.
A few moments later.
Okay, Madokshki, I took a little rest. The ones that seemed to stand out in my mind were the Bs. For some reason, I must be a B guy. I think I'm gonna isolate the 3 lower proofs and then the 3 higher proofs and take my favorites and sort of compare them and kind of see what I think there in that regard. Because doing this many is just kind of preposterous, I think. I can't handle it. I think about 4 is my max, and this is almost double my max, so. Yeah, that B, man, it's buttery and nutty and so much like peanut and nut and dark richness. I really like that. Yes, and then the C918 smells almost, like I said, orchard fruit sweet. It's like candy bar with pear on it or something. The next one is the C920. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I would say more similar to the previous one, the C918. Oh, they're both C's. Interesting. So that's interesting. The A, B's, and C's must take on very distinct, different characteristics, because this C is also like that. It's kind of lighter and fruitier in comparison. Nice peppery finish on that. Yeah, there's the fruit, the light fruit peariness kind of shows up in the front, and then it gives way to more of the peanut caramel vibe. Interesting. C918 now. Okay, that tastes like really fruity compared to the other one. That's interesting. So this one's almost like pure fruit all the way through. Like the peanut candy bar is like, the nutty candy bar is like in the background to the fruit. That's crazy. This one kind of has a combo of the 2 nuts. So this one's almost a combo of these 2. And I'm thinking this one is gonna be a candy bar bomb, and I'm gonna love this one the most because it's gonna have those dark candy bar notes. Yeah, just smelling it, I'm immediately in love. Oh yeah. Yep. I definitely like the B520 out of the lot, out of these ones. More candy bar, just more candy bar, some richer, darker notes in that. Let me put that next to the C923. I'm thinking the C923 is going to be similar to these. I'm thinking there's a pattern here. And I'm thinking the C batches tend to be a little lighter and fruitier. Ooh, a lot of spice on that. Very spicy. C923 is very spicy compared to these other ones. Wow. Woo, ultra spicy. A little hot too. So for me, the C's tend to be not as sweet. They tend to be brighter and orchard fruitier. Not as much depth and richness compared to the B's. Let's go over here. We got a C923. This is the only A, right? Yeah. And the B518. I'm thinking I'm gonna like the B, so I'll start on this end. Yeah, I would say the C's all kind of taste very much in the same pocket. Lighter, brighter, less flavor, and maybe sometimes a little more spicy. So here's an A to throw a curveball into the lot. This kind of reminds me of my A122 that I really like. The A's seem to be like maybe a little bit more flatter, but they have like this more of a melted candy, like candied butter kind of vibe to them. They tend to have a little bit more flavor, but they don't tend to have as much complexity. Good. I don't know if I would like that as much as my A122, honestly. Okay, so the A's, I don't know if I'm noticing a pattern here, the A's tend to be heavier on the caramel and vanilla with less nut and less fruit. Like less fruit compared to the C's. More flavor though. The C tends to be the less flavorful, but the more complex and more spices. B's tend to be nuttier, is what I'm experiencing. And A's tend to be more, vanilla, caramel, more candied. That's really interesting. Okay. To the B. B518. Let's go. Yeah, that's nice. There's that candy bar. Oh, damn, that's good. Oh, yeah. All day long with the B's. Way more depth, way more richness, way more nuttiness, more flavor. And the sweetness holds up, too, so it's nuts, richness, and sweetness. B's are candy bars, man. I love B's. That's awesome. That's good to know. I'm definitely a B guy. These are my two favorite. The B's are my favorites. These three are all kind of, I don't really care about them. I would give them all a coin toss. This A, I'm not sure where I put this in, because the A122 I like a lot, and this is like approaching that, but I don't think it's as good. Yeah, definitely B's. So Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, I learned something new today. I'm a B guy. I'm a batch B guy for sure, not even close. Right here, these two, 1 and 2. I'm gonna have to keep mine open for B's now. That's interesting. It's interesting that I picked it up. It's interesting that C's are particularly popular. I'm not getting much of anything exciting from them. They're nice. They're just like a nice straight across the board. But I don't know. They tend to lack flavor. They have more things going on in terms of. It's more of like a spicy bourbon than a like flavorful. I tend to like sweetness and flavor and depth. But some people really like those spices. C is definitely a spice guy. B is like sweet and peanutty and rich. It's fucking awesome. So yeah, I learned something new. Hopefully you learned something new. That's really interesting. I did not know anything about that. I don't know if that's a thing, if that's a typical Elijah Craig thing. Let me know down below, because I don't know. I'm not as experienced with Elijah Craig as a lot of people. Does this sound accurate? What do you think? What's your favorite ECBP batch proof? I'm really curious. Let me know. You've been watching Bourbon Forage Fishing. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this was informative. And I hope that you will like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Take care.